What's up, everybody? So one of the most often questions I get asked is, what mouthpiece should I buy? And since I've done this massive mouthpiece review, I want to just kind of give you guys a heads up on my opinion, depending on what kind of player you are, what kind of music you like, what kind of players you like to listen to. I want to give you my personal preference on what you should be looking for and what mouthpieces you should spend your money on. All right, so let's take a look at this first line right here, these three. So in my opinion, as a tenor player, you should have some type of auto link mouthpiece going on in your life. So over here I have this hard rubber tone edge. This is the modern vintage one. So this is the one that they remade in the style of the old one. And over here is just the old one. This is an old metal link. It's not a vintage one, it's just old. I've had it for, I think, 15, 20 years, something like this. But I found myself kind of coming back and revisiting these auto links. And the one in the middle, one that you should not forsake, this is my Cannonball 5J, but I put this one in this top tier right here because whatever mouthpiece comes with your saxophone is something that you should not disregard. You really should put that mouthpiece through the test and see what it's truly capable of doing. You should also try a bunch of different kinds of reeds. If you're used to playing bright reeds, maybe that won't respond so well on this type of mouthpiece. So you should maybe try some darker reeds, try some different strengths and whatnot, and just see what you can get for free. I play on this mouthpiece. This is like my number 2 mouthpiece. So I play on it a lot. Alright, so moving on to this second tier, you can see I have these two Van Dorns. One is an Ebonite hard rubber T6. And the other one over here is a T55. This is a Jumbo Java. And in the middle, I have this Rico Metalite or Metalite M5. So I've placed these on this second tier because these are the kind of mouthpieces that I would generally just advise somebody to get without knowing anything about what kind of player they are. So this metal, or the Ebonite T6 here, this is just, it's such a good general all-around mouthpiece. You can check out my review on that. I generally push that one more bright, but usually it's used in a darker way just to show you how versatile this mouthpiece is. If you like a big bright kind of sound, these Jumbo Javas are the ones for you. And these two mouthpieces, they run in at about $120 to $140 each, so it's not bad. But if you're on a budget and you want something that's pretty much capable of doing what these other two can kind of do at a seriously good budget, this Rico Metalite here, Metalite, $28. It's a little small for the M5 for the way that I play, so if I had to do it over, I would get an M7. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, so this third tier of mouthpieces that I have here, I put this one third because the people who are buying these mouthpieces are buying them and they know exactly what they want. My only exception was this T35 because I didn't know what to expect, but even still I did my research and I found that one, and that one, like the other Van Dorns, are running you between 120 and 140. Over here I have this Yanagisawa 7. I bought this one maybe 12-15 years ago, and it was around $200. I think they're going for $300 now. This one in the middle, this is my Selmer Soloist. I was definitely looking for something that was like a Joe Henderson style short shank, but this is definitely a classical mouthpiece. I used to play Selmer Sea Stars back in the day when I was in college, and it's reminiscent of that classic French school of classical saxophone. It is a fantastic classical saxophone mouthpiece, and I'm very happy with it. I almost considered altering it to make it more of a jazz piece, but it's so good as a classical mouthpiece, I'm definitely gonna just leave it and use it as is. Over here I have this Van Doren T6 gold plated. I'll call this one Goldilocks. This is my main mouthpiece that I play now. I love this thing. And over here, this is a modern vintage metal auto link that's gold plated. This is a superb mouthpiece. This is a 6-star. I'm going to be doing a continuation of a review of this mouthpiece with the new neck that I have because it has that smaller bore. But this third tier of mouthpieces I have here, these are definitely specialized in their field. I didn't pay more than $300 for any of them, even though this Van Doren one here with all the goodies is going to run you about 400 bucks. All right, let's move on. Oh, by the way, this T35 is kind of a hybrid between a classical and a jazz mouthpiece, the V5 here. And I found it to be very, very good going back and forth between those two styles. Much more flexible than this Selmer here, which is very, very happy in its classical regime. All right, let's move on. Okay, and all the way at the back, I have these mouthpieces here, and these are all the way in the back for a few reasons. They are either not made anymore, defective, or both. So let's start here with these two Duke-offs. This is an L8 and an M8. Neither one of these are made quite like this anymore, even though they do have the same labeling system. These two mouthpieces are very old. I don't even remember how I got these, how old they were when they were new, but I've had them for well over 20 years. I've had these mouthpieces. This is my metal Brillheart. All of my major scale videos I did on this mouthpiece. This is one that's no longer made anymore. This is a superb mouthpiece. I played this thing for almost 20 years before I moved on and wound up buying all these other mouthpieces. This is the Theowani Data. This is a hard rubber 7-star. This is no longer made anymore, which is why this is back here. This is actually quite a phenomenal mouthpiece and the most phenomenal bargain I've ever got with a mouthpiece ever. I paid $245 for this mouthpiece, which comes with a $140 ligature. So you have in fact got yourself a $105 superb, well manufactured Theowani mouthpiece. 105 bucks is unbeatable. And over here, this is actually one of my favorite mouthpieces, this Eugene Rousseau JDX5, but this is in the back because these mouthpieces come off the line in a horrible, horrible, horrible condition. It did not play at all. I just had to sand it. It took me 5 minutes. I got some sandpaper and fixed this mouthpiece up, and now it's one of my favorites. Too bad it's coming off the factory line in such a horrible condition. I think it costs about 120 bucks. What a waste. But at any rate, these are my mouthpieces that I have here. And on a side note, I have some mouthpieces that I've reviewed that I no longer have anymore, which is the metal Theowani Data 9, which is, if you find that mouthpiece online anywhere new for under $300, buy it, because you're gonna get a $140 mouthpiece, so you're still going to be wind up getting a superior mouthpiece for like under 150 bucks. And Theowani mouthpieces are going from anywhere from $375 to $750. So you can find one of those new at that price. I would pick it up, buy it before I buy it, and then I'll wind up doing another review on it, and then you'll wish you had bought it. The other one that I had was a Theowani Mantra. That's a $500 mouthpiece. That would definitely be the kind of thing someone knows what they want when they buy it, to spend that kind of money. And the third one that I had that I sold was the Theowani Shiva 2, and that one is $750. And absolutely, positively, for sure, at that kind of money, you're gonna want to know what it is that you're getting. And know, I mean, like, you've played your friends and you liked it, so now you've gone out and bought one. But to sum all of this up, at any rate, whatever it is that you are curious about, I would highly advise you to go online and find out what their return policy is. And then you can play the mouthpiece, and then if you don't like it, you can return it, provided it's in the same condition. Now, again, my advice to you when you do that is take that mouthpiece on the gig that you're going to be playing it on, and that's where you want to try it. Don't try it in some music store that has this perfectly acoustic room, and then it sounds great, and then you get it on the gig and it sounds completely different. So go out and gig with it if you can, to really get a feel for what the mouthpiece is going to do for you. All right, so that's all I got for you. See ya.